Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Fearless Generations with Terry Sayer and Kelly Fox.
Hello and welcome to Fearless Generations, 12 Steps to Freedom. I am Kelly Fox, and we are talking Step 8, which is possibilities of the 12 Steps to Freedom. And tonight we're going to be talking about how when we step into those possibilities, when we keep our eyes and our heart open to them, life is exciting. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Super excited to be getting this conversation going. So let me start off by welcoming my beautiful co-host to the show. How are you doing tonight, Terry?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to be here with my friend Angela and my girl Kelly.
You always got to give a hint to the guest coach, don't you? Well, since you already kind of gave it away, please welcome Angela Wilson to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, ladies. I'm so happy to be here.
We're excited to have you back. So please remind the audience, what is it that you get to do and who is it that you get to serve?
So I serve mature women who are at that spot in their life of a season of transition and want something more out of life and are going after their unlimited life and really diving into a whole wealth standpoint of that.
Yeah. I think what you do is so important. You know, when we're entering that next phase of our life and we're really at a point where we can see what we want, but we may not know how to get there, and you provide that step-by-step process of how we can dream bigger and how we can step into it. And I think that having you on tonight is just perfect because you are all about possibility.
Absolutely.
So what does possibilities mean to you? What does that look like? What does that feel like?
So for me, possibilities are all about, I have a practice every single day where I have to be basically shown and guided to allowing myself to see all the beauty and possibilities around me. And that possibilities, it really opens us up into a full awareness of where we want to go, who we want to be, what we truly desire in life. That's where I look at possibilities from.
Yeah, I love that. How do you support your clients to step into possibilities, to see them, to be open to them?
Well, that really comes from, looking at being aware is really the first step, and it's that awareness of what do you truly desire in life, and then being open to the possibilities that are around you and really allowing yourself to fully embrace them, because we can't always see them, and so then it's that, okay, am I open? Am I open to receive? Am I open to be grateful for what I can see? It's so much the part of awareness for me.
Yeah. Step 1. Step 1 is awareness.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Terry, what's going on for you?
Yeah, I think one of the things that supports me in looking at possibilities is, I think for one thing, it starts out with gratitude. Awareness is the first step to making any change in your life, but I think it's a lot to do with mindset, and I think a lot of us are conditioned by our circumstances, maybe inadvertently by our parents, or maybe on purpose by our parents, to not be alert and discerning about all the abundance and possibilities that are around us. Even if you don't have, you grow up with not a lot of financial resources, I can think in my parents didn't have a lot of financial resources, but they provided so many opportunities for me to learn and to grow and to have responsibilities and learn how to follow through. And, all of those are opportunities that they don't cost anything. There's something that is innate, and it's nurtured in our home, nurtured in our way we see the world. And I think so. A lot of possibility thinking or living in possibilities, I think, comes from a person's mindset. And we're conditioned to have mindsets. I mean, when we're a baby, we just have the mindset of being dry and fed, right? Cuddled and loved, and as we grow and mature, we get conditioned by teachers, by friends, by circumstances, and sometimes we lose sight of that there are choices and there are options and there's possibilities all around us. And if we can be able to discern and observe the possibilities around us and then align those possibilities with our values and our purpose and what we really want. And I think it takes maturity to even know what you want, right? I used to teach kindergarten, and I'd ask my kindergartners, what do you want to be when you grow up? That was just kind of a fun thing to ask them and record that. And, they wanted to be a cowboy or, I taught a long time ago. They wanted to be a cowboy, or they wanted to be Superman, or they wanted to be a fireman. I mean, it was just, there was no limit to what they thought they wanted to be. But as you go through school and you actually start to be serious about what you're going to do with the rest of your life, so many people don't know what they want. And I would have student teachers come into my classrooms for their last year of college before they'd get their teaching credential, and they'd all of a sudden find out they didn't even like teaching. They didn't even like kids. And so no longer did they want that, and yet here they were. They'd spent 5 years of their life and a lot of money to get an education, to get a teaching credential, and they felt stuck. And yet they had options, and they had possibilities. And so I think it's a lot of it's our mindset, our willingness to decondition those limiting thoughts and condition ourselves to see the wonderful opportunities we have and to see the abundance that's around us, because there is so much abundance around us if we're willing and aware and have that mindset of gratitude. So that's what I was thinking as I was hearing you both talk.
Wow, I really love that, Terry. I really love that from the standpoint. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, I think I heard that a lot of that from you at one point.
Isn't that funny? Well, yeah, it's one of those things where so we come in, and I always say, as a sparkly little 3-year-old, because I picture myself as the sparkly little 3-year-old that I was, and then went through all the shifts and the changes from all the societal, the family, everybody else's stories about me, but not living by my story. And I think that's exactly where possibilities come from, too, is when we limit ourselves, when we dim ourselves, when we make ourselves small, we can't see the possibilities. And so then when we start opening up and start going, just a minute, I would like something different. I would like to go in a different direction. There's more to me. That's when we start really then going, oh, I see a possibility over there. I see one over there. I see one over there. And then we can start really going after those things because we're no longer dimming our light. And I love the way that you said it. And my gosh, I just think it's like as you were talking about, a teacher going through like 5 years of their life and then realizing this is not what I want to do, but it was because they were conditioned to think that way.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that we really, we as a society, it's up to us to start to change that. And I love the fact that you guys are talking about possibilities and really opening our minds to where we want to go. What do we truly desire? That's where the possibilities start to come in.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
And just a clarity. I think a lot of people, myself included, there's been times in my life when I just wasn't clear about what my path was, and yet I didn't stay in the same place when I was, the whole definition of insanity, doing the same thing and expecting something different. Just really saying, look, this isn't working for me. And I think we're conditioned to say, oh, no. And fear tells us, oh, no. You're comfortable here. You know what you're doing. You stay here. Don't you get off and take on some other opportunity or a fork in the road that you haven't traveled. That's an unknown. And fear just wants to protect us, right? It wants to keep us safe. And we have to say, no, fear, get thee behind me, fear, because I'm not happy. This isn't fulfilling my soul. This isn't what I was intended to do. This is my passion. I want to go and, do this. I want to do something different. I want to change my mindset. I want to embrace the opportunities that come to me, not be fearful of what's going to happen next. I'm going to live in this moment, and I'm going to give it all I have in this moment and see where that takes me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that when we can be open, when we can be willing, when we can believe and trust in ourselves and our ability or our capability, that's when we're more likely going to step into those possibilities. We're going to see life as an adventure. We're going to say yes to the things that scare us, and we're going to have a more exciting life, because it's not going to be that known every day doing the same thing that's not fulfilling us. It's going to be constantly taking new steps outside of our comfort zone, expanding our comfort zone, doing things that we love. They may scare us, but we love them, and they fuel us, and they create a life that we love living, and we're actually living our life instead of just going day to day.
Yeah, I like when Angela said, you're light, you're lit up, you're like a magnet when you're living true to yourself and true to your values and what your passion is, and you know what you want, and you're open. Then you're lit up. You attract what you want, because you're like this bright light, right?
Absolutely, and it's really, the other side of that too is it's that whole, we get into this space where, again, we come in as a sparkly, and then we go through whatever we go through, and then we hit another phase in our life where we decide, no, I need to sparkle again, right? Mm-hmm. And it's that whole, coming back to who we truly are inside, and coming back to truly the best version of who we are. And when we start tapping back into that best version of who we are, the possibilities just honestly, they just line up in front of us. Because now all of a sudden we are so open that we can see them, and we're allowing them to come in. And I think that that's truly a different phase, and it's something that that's what we're here to aspire to.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
we
love
weren't
that.
sent here to be unhappy.
No playing small here.
No. We get one life. Why not live it as just full out as we can? And it's that whole, like, it's if we decide to play small, then, which is something that, in society, a lot of that does happen. And so if we're staying in that zone, then we're staying in our familiar, our comfortable. But every time we take a step out and another step out and we stretch ourselves, now we start just living and really becoming all of who we're here to be. And that, to me, is looking at the possibilities and going, ooh, I'll have that one, please, and I'll have that one, please.
Yeah, for sure.
More
and
support.
I think yeah, for sure. I think it helps us to life is not going to be all rainbows and, flowers and ice cream. That's my favorite thing. It's going to, we're going to have challenges in these opportunities. It takes courage to step out of your comfort zone. It takes a lot of integrity and fortitude and passion to walk into the unknown. And a lot of times these opportunities that come to us we're walking straight into the unknown, but we're guided by our gut, right? We're guided by whatever is motivating us or pushing us or, telling us, however we want to describe that this is exciting. This is something that matches your values. This is what you've been looking for. Go for it. If it doesn't work, guess what? There's another plethora of opportunities to explore. So it's that whole, I like to think of it as a state of curiosity. You're curious about what could happen if you tried that, or what won't happen if you don't, because it's like you can do it or you cannot do it. It's totally up to you to make that choice. And sometimes making choices is really scary. So it takes a lot of courage, and you might make a choice that ends up not being giving you enlightenment or be in alignment with your values. And you have to have the courage to say, no, okay, I gave it a go. Now I'm gonna reframe. I'm gonna step out in another direction, because some people look at failure, if you want to call it failure or whatever, it doesn't work or it just doesn't light you up and it's not in alignment, as, oh, I got to stick with it. It's going to get better. But it's all the time you're shrinking inside. It's not feeding your soul. It's not lighting you up. And that's a more scary place to be than admitting that it didn't work and trying something else, But again, I think we're conditioned. I can't think how many times I said this to my kids, because my parents said it to me. If you start something, darn it, you're going to finish it. You're not going to, that idea that you make a choice. If the choice is not the best choice for you in your journey, then there's no shame in changing your direction. But I feel like we get conditioned to believe that there is shame in changing your direction. It means you're giving up. But in reality, it's not giving up. You give it a go. It doesn't work. It doesn't align with your values. It doesn't align with your journey. It's not in the moment. It's not making you feel, you feel in your gut it's not right. You need to listen to that and not feel like, oh, I'm a failure. No, this didn't work. Man, I was really courageous in stepping out and doing that. But it's not working for me. So what are the other options I have based upon my skills, my strategies, what I want, what I'm clear on, what I need to be the person that I want to be, So society puts a bunch of limitations on us, and we start to believe those stories instead of living that story of the excited little girl, or the person that loves music and wants to find something to do in that field, because that's what really feeds her inner, her core, or whatever it is, I think I just know I was told that so many times as a kid, and I know I said it to my kids, and I think it's perpetuated in our society that you start something, man, you stay with it until, maybe you've lost all of your money or so unhappy you're depressed. I mean, there's so many consequences for staying in something that doesn't feed you at the core, and it's not worth it to me. I don't think it's worth it to a human being to suffer and become unhappy and depressed. And they just could have taken a little turn and seen another opportunity and gone that way. And how many times you shift, it's not part of your character, it's a part of your journey, seeking and engaging in opportunities.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love Terry that you made the comment about journey, because this really is about a journey. It's not, we're not here to be one and done. This is not, just like we have to fix it, we have to do this, we have to. It's all about the journey, and really where do we desire to go? And that's where your possibilities are going to show up, is when you allow yourself to be in that space of where do I desire to go? And it's really, it's funny, as you were talking, there was a quote that just kept flooding through my head, and I use this quote a lot, and it's a George Adair quote, and it's, everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. And when you can open up to that, that's when all the possibilities really start flooding in. And it's also about being very present. And for me, being present, and when I said earlier about, that every day, it's like, show me how I can have my eyes as wide open as possible to see all the beauty and possibilities around me. And that's because I believe that nature shows us a lot of those things, and that's very dear to me. So it's really about, how can you open up? And I love the fact that you said the word about values, because it's something, again, it's the values inside you that then guide you into what you're open to see. And it's really tapping back into that courage. We all have that courage inside us. It's just allowing yourself to really, really be at one with it and embrace it.
Yeah. And, life is the ebb and flow, right? And, again, if we look at life as a journey, there are high points in the journey, mountains to climb, there are valleys, there's, plains, there's, everything in your journey. And there's going to be times where there's challenges, there's opportunities, there's, it's a flow. And if you're living in the moment, and in that moment you're in integrity with your values, and you're open-hearted, and you're aware and willing to accept the responsibilities of that moment, then life is a moment-by-moment choice. That's what we have, is the capacity to choose. And we can choose to be excited. We can choose to be challenged. We can, choose to be happy. We can choose to find peace in the middle of chaos. And so it's those choices that we make that take us on the other side of fear and allow us to journey moment by moment, not just day by day, but moment by moment, because we're making choices all the time, not just one choice a day, right? And so making those choices based on who we really want to be, who we are. Yeah. Possibilities.
Yeah. Yes, and more yes. So, Angela, is there a tool that you use or something that you share with your clients to support them in accessing that courage to step into possibilities?
Absolutely. It's, again, Terry said the word about clarity, and it's about gaining clarity on what you truly desire in life. And so I work with my clients in that we walk through a process of, this is what I desire. Desire is not, it's not selfish. And that's one of those things, again, that we've been trained, is that it's selfish to choose yourself, to choose what you want, and it's not selfish at all. It is actually one of the most beautiful things from the standpoint of, when you allow yourself to be all of who you are, then you can uplift so many other people, and you can let everyone around you lift themselves up if that's what they desire to do. And so I really stepped through that process. It's like I call it a roadmap, a dream map. I know I've chatted with some, and they've decided it's a treasure map, because it's going on that adventure of life. And where do we really truly want to go? And it's really embracing those possibilities of, wow, I want to go on the adventure of, let's say, travel, or I want to go on the adventure of serving 100 different, let's say, women, or it's whatever it is for that particular person, and it is unique and individual to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Well, ladies, we are at the end of the podcast. I want to thank you, Angela, for being here with us and give you the opportunity to share with the audience how they can get a hold of you and what you've got going on.
No, thanks so much, Kelly. So you can find me at my website is angelaunlimited.com. You can find me on Facebook under Angela Unlimited, the same on Instagram, and then on LinkedIn, I am Angela Wilson. And I have in-person coming up on actually this coming Saturday, which I'm really excited about, in Guelph, Ontario, and it's going to be amazing. It'll be a transformational day. And looking forward to taking the ladies on a journey of where do you desire to go and unleash your unlimited life.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds awesome. I wish I could go to Canada.
We'll figure it out, Kelly.
One of these days, I'm getting there.
Can't wait.
Well, thank you for being here with us. We want to remind you that the 12 Steps to Freedom were created by Rhonda Britton, the CEO and founder of the Fearless Living Institute. If you would like to know more about Fearless Living, please go check it out at fearlessliving.org. You can find out more things, more information about Fearless Generations at fearlessgenerations.org. You can go there and look and see all of the past 9, almost 10 seasons of the podcast. You can see information from some of our guest coaches. You can also go and check out our upcoming in-person retreat, which is all about these 12 steps to freedom. And that's going to be in September, the 5th through the 8th here in California. So if you're interested in learning more about that, please go check it out. Also, you can find out more information about our monthly membership, where you can come and get guidance, support, and connection with the community twice a month. And we love supporting you and being able to provide that environment for transformation for you there. So go check it out. We are on social media as Fearless Generations, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. And please join our Facebook group, which is Get Fearless at Any Age with Fearless Generations. We are here from you, bridging you from where you are to where you want to be. So, any last words, Terry?
No, I just think possibility thinking is really an antidote to fear.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we step into it, as we embrace it, and we acknowledge ourselves for it, it becomes easier to do. So don't forget to acknowledge yourselves for all of those possibilities that you look at, that you think about, that you step into, because it makes it easier each time you do. Well, thank you, Angela, for being here with us. We've loved having you on the show again. We would love to have you back again. And Terry, always awesome to be here with you. And until next week, everybody, be fearless.
Be fearless. Bye, Angela.
Thanks so much, ladies. So appreciate you.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
Be a McDonald's breakfast person with a sausage McMuffin with egg. Get 2 for just $6. And pair it with an any-size soft drink like a refreshing Coke for just $1.49. Order ahead in the app to save time. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.